Send it to Jacob. Okay. All right, screen sharing. Here we go. I know this is not going to be great, but I'm going to give it a shot. Okay, screen sharing. Here we go. Today, Unit B will be due before the start of class on Thursday. Okay, your last chance will be before the start of class on Tuesday. I did not receive a lot of codes from you for Unit A. That's already been given back. So therefore, you're not going to get any detailed description on B, and that's really going to hurt you for your test. So please go in, check Unit A, check your corrections, and send me the code, okay? All right. Let's skip what we're going to do right there. Remainder of the class, once I get done with this, you can work on Unit B and ask me questions or work on fun and games. If you submit Unit B by the end of this class, you'll get 5 bonus points. Otherwise, it's due to start in next class. Okay, fun and games. And tell me if when I switch, if you can't see something, okay? Fun and games, you can do all the way up to 36. And if some of you are already there, I have to show you this, okay? Okay, with fun and games, and it starts, that's after Unit B, you can definitely do up to 36. Okay, with fun and games, showing formulas is exactly the same way, okay? Saving formulas is a little bit different. Pay attention. It's in your directions, but I just want to explain it again, okay? You can't save the formula as a separate file when it's part of a gigantic workbook, okay? You know how your cumulative review, it's got a worksheet, 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 worksheet. Well, if you change it to show formulas and you save it, it's not going to come up like that. I already tried it. It comes up without formulas, okay? Even though you saved it with the file name and formulas. So pay attention. In your save as dialog box, okay? You're going to save it with the file name. Let's say it's a original worksheet. I don't know. Formulas. You have to save it in order for it to open up in Formula View and me see that. You have to save it in a later version right here, 97 2003 workbook. How do I get that? Well, where it says save as type, and I circled it for you, and that's going to be in your save as dialog box. Okay, save right here. One of the things you had to save were the formulas for the original worksheet. And there it is. But when you're ready to save it, by default, of course, it's going to come up 2006 or whatever. It's just going to come up Excel workbook or something like that. You have to make sure it says Excel 97. Just click on that down arrow right there and save the formulas only in that file type. And then when I go to open it, after you send the whole workbook to me, it will open up with formulas showing. Otherwise, it does not. Okay? The picture, I think, is very self-explanatory. That's only for fun and games. Got it? Okay. Let me close this. So that's one less thing that I have to worry about. Okay, let's go back. All right. Let's take a look at, well, let's go back there. Okay, homework will be to finish Unit B, and we will be meeting in Blackboard on Thursday and starting Unit C. Unit B, out of all the units, is the most difficult, I think. Oh, here we go. Okay. Printing without grid lines, when the directions say print, yada, 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 portrait, landscape, whatever, with no grid lines, does not mean, here we go, does not mean, let's say, and this is the first thing in the cumulative review. Let's say this was a spreadsheet and the directions say print without grid lines. As you can see here, view grid lines is checked because there's no way on this God-given earth I can do a spreadsheet without those lines because I need to see cell intersections. Some of you, I opened up unit A and it opened up like that. And I'm like, did they really mean to do that? I mean, it's not wrong, but it's, I think, a lot harder to do. So if the directions say print without grid lines, you go to print preview and the grid lines are not showing. How do I get rid of this? Hide it. Because I can't get page setup down here. This is showing. I hide this. I don't want to stop sharing. Is there an option to hide this somewhere? There is
I don't
not.
think so. Yeah.
I don't see it.
Maybe try like zooming in your like own computer screen and scrolling down. Maybe that'll like change the orientation of like.
Nope. Wait. Okay, I'll get it from the other way then. Okay. Instead of going to print preview, I'll just go to page layout and open up the page setup dialog box. Same difference. Okay. Printing without grid lines does not mean, let's say this was sheet tab and that was checked. Okay, that means you're going to print it with grid lines. There it is, printing with grid lines. Printing without grid lines does not mean you go back in and you don't view them. That doesn't mean that. Because if you have print grid lines checked, they're coming up no matter what, okay? You literally have to go into the page setup dialog box and deselect it. No grid lines, okay? Again, printing without grid lines, and that I can't say yes or no to, that's whatever the directions say, okay? Does not mean you don't view them. Viewing grid lines has nothing to do with how you're printing it, okay? Nothing, okay. Any questions on that? All right. New share, oh, I could try that, okay. All right, so I covered that. Let's take a look at important points for Unit B. And you will see this, actually you will see it because I put it in Blackboard under Unit B, okay? All right, important points to remember. When doing the steps in Unit B, and I did explain this to you last time, read why you're doing what you're doing, okay? It makes your life so much easier. Let me minimize that. Okay. Remember, what formula printout? 3 steps. Step 1 is landscape, then narrow margins, then fit to 1 page, in that order. You may get to narrow margins and your formulas will already be on 1 page. So you don't have to do fit to 1 page. You stop when they get on 1 page, okay? Just as a refresher, if we go to, let's go here. I can't see this now. There's got to be something that's good. There we go. Okay. I knew I'd find something. Okay. If you go to formulas, you go to, now it's up on top. I don't know why I make myself crazy here. Okay. If you go to formulas, show formulas. Thank you. Show formulas. You go into print preview. You have to check on the bottom. Can you believe this? And the first thing you have to check is right here. Can you see this? I'm in print preview. Is it showing you that? Speak to me.
Yes.
Okay,
Yes.
thank you. Okay, so the first thing you say is, okay, I'm on 2 pages, I have to be on 1. Well, since you were doing your formula, since you were doing it in landscape, the original worksheet, that step 1 is already covered, but it's not enough because I'm still on 2 pages. So I got to go to step 2, which is narrow margins. Still not enough. So I have to do the last and final choice, fit to 1 page. Okay, here's where you would, let's assume, because it's not though, let's assume that this is part of fun and games. Can you see this in formula view? Yes? Okay, I'm going to do file, save as. Can you see this? I don't know if it follows. And then wherever I'm going to save it, I'll do it like this. Okay. Can you see that I'm in the save as dialog box?
Yes.
Okay, original worksheet, formulas. And then I go right here. It does say Excel workbook. I go right here and I pick out 97 to 203. That will open it in formula view. Otherwise it will not. Okay, you have only for fun and games. Otherwise you have no problems. Okay. All right, let's go back here. Let me put this back down. Okay,
So to
yeah,
view the formula view, you just go to the formula tab.
yep,
Okay.
or you do. Okay. This is in the way. I wish it would go away. Where is that? Okay. Formulas. Show formulas. Now, the last software I had actually said show formulas, like this is spelled out. This one does not. This is the one I downloaded from the school. It just has the icon, but it tells you show formulas. And to get
Yeah,
out of it,
Mine has show
you
formulas.
just reverse it. Go ahead.
Oh, I was just saying, like mine shows like show formulas. Like
Yours says it?
spells out,
Okay.
like with the icon too.
Okay, so you go to formulas, Elijah, show formulas, then you go to print preview and check out the whole thing and set it up to print on 1 page. Okay,
Okay.
good. Okay, let's go back here. All right, I want to do important things to remember. Okay. So we have the 3 steps for the formulas. Some people attempt, and I don't even know if I should tell you this or not, but it's happened in the past. They attempt to adjust the columns so that the formulas fit on 1 page. No, these are the 3 steps you have to do. Don't adjust columns, okay? All right. When you print out the formulas, for some reason you messed up here somewhere, I don't know, make sure that the whole problem is there. You have to be, you can't be oblivious to this, okay? If you have 15 columns, column 15 has to be part of this formula. So make sure it's there. So I guess that's easier to make that mistake when you're in a classroom because you just print it and you get the first sheet and leave the second one there. At home, probably that doesn't happen. But anyway, okay. Please use your file name icon on your header footer toolbar in page setup. And we're going to go through today all, let's see, we got page setup, header footer. Can you see the page setup dialog box? Yes. Speak to me. Yes.
Yes.
Okay, thank
Yes.
you. Header footer, it's the same thing for the footer, custom header. Well, let's get rid of this. Okay, so I type my name and you're gonna have to be doing this somewhere along the line. And let's say I want my name, I don't know, bigger different font, whatever. I select it. This first little icon stands for, of course, it's not coming up now. It's very funny. Sometimes it comes up and sometimes it doesn't. But if it doesn't, it's up here to format your text. Very simple. So I want to change the font style. I want to make it bold and italic. I want to make it bigger and I want to give it a color, whatever. Remember, what you see is what you get. So that's to format it. The next box is your file name all the time, okay? That I think you're pretty good with, so I'm going to show you something else. The next is to insert a page number. And it'll come up like that. Then there's one that's date. And it'll come up with the date. Another one is time. And it'll come up with the time. This one we will not use. That's just where your flash drive's plugged in. That we'll use and that we will not use. And that we won't. Oh, see, here's the names. There you go. Okay, so this is page number. This is number of pages. So if it's a 10-page document, it's going to say 1 of 2, I mean 1 of 10, okay? Different, a little different. There we go. Notice end pages, and this one just says end page. So this one is just the page number. I think one of the problems in Unit C has this, and then the number of pages, okay? So these are all the things on the header footer toolbar. And if you had to do one of your problems, I think it's in C, a custom footer, you have all kinds of choices here. So if I did that one, and then it comes up confidential, bolded already. And oh, there it is there, okay. All right, any questions? So we covered all the things on the, Alexa's camera on, please. Liam, camera, Courtney, camera. Okay. Important things. So we did that. Remember, when you do the date, it's in full. When I give you that particular direction, no TH and no day of the week, okay? Look at your answers, especially in Unit B. Do they make sense? All right. For example, if you're taking out a loan for, let's say, $5,000 for 3 years, I'm just guessing, your monthly payment can't be $4,000 a month. That doesn't make sense. Okay. And that's exactly what I mean by answers making sense. Also, and I didn't show this to you last time, the clear formatting button. All right. Oh, this is such a pain. Okay. All right. In Excel, sometimes in a cell, you put something and you know that you did it right. For example, that's AutoSum. Okay. So I'm going to go and I'm going to do my AutoSum. And I know the range is right. I know the formula is right. But for some reason, something's not happening in that cell correctly. Okay. There's a button up here. It's a clear formatting button. Press the down arrow. Okay. You could clear everything in it. You can clear just the formatting. Let's say, for example, if that were bolded and red, I would, and I decided I don't want it bolded and red, clear formatting. Okay. Which notice took away the dollar signs and everything. What's my point? My point is, if you know what you're doing is correct, and for some reason it's not happening, go to here and do clear all and start again. Excel has a tendency to put things into a cell sometimes, and that will mess up what you're doing. Okay. Again, clear all, and start again. All right? Okay, let's go back. Brandon, I like your background. Did you see it? Did you see him last night in The Voice?
No,
You didn't? Oh, he was
Nah, I don't-
he was the mentor in The Voice last night. Okay, more important points. Format cell dialog box for currency, PMT, absolute cell reference. Listen to me. You start with a regular formula. It's really called relative. I call it regular. D4 times D4. Very simple. 7 times 6, whatever. You don't have to do anything. What you have to do is come up with a regular relative formula. You press F2, you probably won't see anything happen, and then you press F4. Okay, and I'm going to show you that in a minute. So for here, for unit B, C, not everyone in C and none in D, for formulas, save the worksheet, send it to Blackboard. This is going to be for your Excel test also. Save your formulas, follow the 3 steps above to set them up. Show formulas, I'm sorry. 3 steps to make sure they're on one page and save them. Send the formulas to Blackboard. Keep your terminology in mind, important. Column headings, labels are to the left, values by default are to the right. Okay? All right, let's just do this right there and then you're on your own. New share, cumulative review. Okay. All right, let's go to absolute cell reference. Well, let's review this now. Can somebody tell me now? Order date, formula for now. Evan,
Equals NOW.
okay, the N probably would be sufficient and then double click. Don't type the whole thing out because by using this down here, it puts the parentheses where they're supposed to be for you, okay? So just double click it. See it? I didn't type that parentheses, it just came in, enter. That's now, okay? Let's make this a little bigger so you guys can see it. Up to that just means the column's not big enough, okay? That's now. Due date, let's say 60 days from now. Brandon, tell me what to do.
is it like equals now plus 60 or something?
Okay, but I'm
I
not gonna
forget.
type now because I already have now. This is now. Look,
Oh, then, okay, then plus 60.
plus 60, right. That I have to type. In Excel, you want to do the least amount of typing as possible, the least amount, okay? So I don't have to type now because it's already here. This is now, all right? Okay, so that would be that. Let's review PMT very quickly. With PMT, they must, the problem must tell you how much you're borrowing, must tell you for how long, and it must tell you the interest rate. You can't do it unless you're told those 3 things. Let's change that to, well, I can't. Supposing this was 5 years, because I don't want you to get thrown by this. What do I have to change that to if it's 5 years?
60.
Okay, you have to change it to months, 12 months in a year. So we'll make that 60 and we're ready to go. Right there, PMT. Nothing you have to memorize. I would go into, well, you can do it here too. Insert function, search for PMT, which is right there. Okay, but you still have to put it here for it to come up. Okay. There it is. All right, take a look. Can you do it here? You can, but it's so tiny and it doesn't tell you what everything is. pay attention. This is on your test and it carries a lot of weight. What is the rate, Tyler?
The weight,
The rate,
is it a 10%?
10%. That's the interest. And what do you have to put it over? Because it's APR. Over what?
Oh, over 6,
12,
over 12. Oh,
right? 12 months in a year. That's what the A stands for, annual. How many payments? Travis?
60.
60. And how much are you borrowing, Courtney? Stephanie Claros, how much are you borrowing?
2,254.
Do I put that number in, Stephanie? That number exactly? Is that what I do?
I guess so.
No, it's not what I do. Okay. Jennifer Hernandez, what do I do? Do you ever use a number or do you use a cell reference?
You have to put B23.
You have to put B23. Okay, Stephanie, listen why you have to put B23. Because if I don't like what my answer comes out to, my monthly payments, and I want to change this number, it doesn't matter what I change it to. I already used B23 and Excel's going to read what I change it to. Okay.
Yep.
Okay. So now we do okay. Remember in Excel, red means wrong. So I did something wrong. So let's go back into the formula and let's see what I did wrong. I did something wrong or else it wouldn't be red. Okay, we did, let me move it over. We did 10%, always over 12. Number of payments, 60. Okay. And how much, what happened here? I must have been in that cell. Hold on. Oh, this thing is annoying. Okay.
When you do the formula, could you just use like a cell reference for each one? Like,
You can, but
like,
I know what you're gonna ask me. Hold on.
sorry.
Okay. If I do, no, I did that again wrong. I gotta be out of the cell to do that. Excel is very fussy. What was that? No,
60.
what did we have? 60? Yeah,
Mhm.
okay. All right, I gotta be down there to start the formula. All right, so here we go. So you want to do 10%,
Yeah, so you just click that over
Over.
100.
12, okay? Next, number of payments. Next,
Oh, okay, yeah.
amount
and-
borrowing. Okay,
Yeah.
what am I missing here? Because I know if I press OK, it's going to be red. You're borrowing it. It's a very strong point of
Negative.
error, negative,
okay,
okay?
all right.
So this is going to be one of your mistakes, forgetting the negative and over the 12. So you can use a cell reference, okay? It's, the reason I do this is because that usually doesn't change. It's the money that you're borrowing changes, but you're 100% correct. You can do it that way also, okay? Probably that is easier. The key is you have to remember over 12. when a student looks at B25, they kind of forget to put that over 12 as opposed to when they look at 10%. But in reality, this is more correct than typing in the number. Okay, good question.
Yeah, I was just wondering, whichever way
Okay.
works for me.
All right, does everybody, these are going to be the 2 points you're going to make your mistake, the 12 and the negative. Okay? Okay, let's go back once again. Okay, 2 more things and I'm done. So annoying. Okay, all right, let's format this. Let's make like it's not. General number, okay? All right, so the directions say format for currency with 2 decimals. This just means the column is too small. So I select, if I had to jump around, select, press hold control, select, press hold control, select. Otherwise, you got to do it 3 times. Right click, format cell, currency, any number of decimals, okay? And there we go. All right. Okay, the last thing is absolute cell reference. And we're done. Okay. Very simple. We start with a normal, ordinary, regular formula equals. And we don't type, we click, we point. The least amount of typing as possible. That's it. Now, at this point, if I did fill down, I get all zeros. Why? Because that says H1, that says H2, there's nothing in H2. That says H3, there's nothing in H3, because that's Excel's normal way to operate. 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, okay? But we don't want that. We want this to also say H1. So we have to tell it that, okay? So we start with a formula, a regular ordinary formula. We go back into it and make it absolute. Telling Excel, I want H1 for every single one. You press F2, which kind of sets it up, and then F4 changes it to absolute. You typed nothing. Now watch. This will say H1. It does. H1, it does. H1, it does. Okay? One more time. Pay attention. This is on your test. It carries a lot of weight. Normal formula. Regular, relative, they call it. Formula. Enter. You go back in. F2, F4. Done. You didn't type anything but multiplication sign. That's all you typed. We have it. Okay. Are we good? All right, let me just make sure I didn't forget anything. Absolute cell. And we're good. Are there any questions? Okay. So for today, what we're going to do is continue. You know what I forget to ask you too, if anybody had a question on their PowerPoint, if you wanted to discuss that. I think last time we met, I just ended it quickly and forgot. But if you do, let me know, okay? Otherwise, you're going to continue working on Unit B. And those of you who already submitted it, which is a good thing, you'll get your bonus points. You can start fun and games. This way, if you have any questions, we'll be good, okay? Joe, when did you get here, Joe? Could you put your camera on for me, please? Courtney, too? Okay. Oh, I see. Okay, all right. Okay, any questions right this second? No?
I have a quick one.
Go ahead.
How do you put print preview on the top of Excel?
I don't follow. How do
Like
you,
your
Oh.
Excel at the very top, your
on
print
the quick,
previews up.
in the quick access dialog box? Right? See this?
Yeah.
Nope, that's not it. There it is. Okay, right here. Quick access toolbar. These are just things that instead of doing file open, file new, etc., these are things that you use a lot. So what are you doing? You're saving yourself one step. That's what you're doing. Okay, so you go here to this arrow and you check which ones you want to be up here. And as you can see, I have print preview checked.
Okay, thank you.
Okay, that's it. Okay. Are we good? Any other
I-
questions?
Yeah, I just have one question.
Go ahead.
So when you're printing just like the regular thing, not the formula sheet, like just the regular homework,
Right?
do you still do like narrow margins?
No,
landscape?
no.
Okay.
You print it the way the directions say. Some may say landscape, some may say portrait, some may say with grid lines, some may say without grid lines, whatever they say. Some may say to center it horizontally, that's going to be your margin tab in the page setup dialog box, okay?
Okay.
For our intent and purposes, Evan, they all fit on one page.
Okay.
Okay, in a normal business situation, they probably don't, and you just go page after page, that's all. All right? Okay, excuse me 1 second, I will be right back.
Brendan, I gotta say, I love the backgrounds.
Do.
Yeah, I tried to change mine.
Oh, shit.
Yo.
Oh god. I was trying to change my background before, but my computer can't.
Oh, damn, she's recording this. Shit. Yeah, my bad.
I don't even know how to change it.
Yeah, I tried. It wasn't letting me.
You
It's just-
where it says stop video,
Video.
there's that arrow. You go up and then choose virtual background. But you need like a picture saved onto
I'm
your
back.
computer or something.
Who has a question? Oh, for the virtual background, yeah.
Yeah.
You have to have something to, Evan, you missed it all, everybody. Evan opened his and I thought he was on vacation somewhere because he
Yeah,
had
I had a nice beach. in the background.
the ocean and the trees in the background. Okay. Courtney, no camera. Liam, Alexis. Good. Please put your cameras on. That's the only way I get to see your faces because in Blackboard, they only show 4 at a time and I like to see your faces, okay? Any other questions on Unit B or fun and games?
Oh, I have a question.
Okay, go
sorry.
ahead, Evan.
Sorry. It says for like the last step in the first thing for Unit B, it says preview the worksheet in the print place and backstage view. Is that just like page setup?
Backstage view is print preview, yes.
Okay.
Yep.
Okay.
Next question. Oh, are you done? Okay. Another question.
Professor, I can't get the quick analysis tool to come up on my Excel.
Oh, they have you use that. Okay, hold on. I don't use that. I'll give it a shot. Okay, what are they telling you to do, Stephanie?
Select the range B4
What
through
what problem?
number 2.
Your skills? Okay. Let me open it. Can you see it? Construction supply company? Or you can't?
Not yet.
Not yet. Okay. Okay, go ahead.
It says to select the range B4 to B11 and then click the quick analysis tool. But when I select the range, the quick analysis tool doesn't come up.
B4 to B11. There it is right there. See it?
Yeah, should I share my screen with you? Because when I do it on my computer, that doesn't come up.
Okay, what are they asking you to do? Because you don't really need that quick analysis. That's why I didn't teach it to you. What are they asking you to do there?
Then click the totals tab.
Okay, so they want you to get the sum here. Is the sum here yet, or it's not there yet?
It's not there yet.
Okay, so they want you to get the sum in B9, correct? Is that their final goal here?
Yes.
Okay, so just go here. See,
Okay.
auto sum. All right,
Thank you.
you're welcome. Forget the quick analysis, okay? You don't really need that. It's a fancy addition in 2016 that's really not necessary. Okay. Another question. Okay. As I said, I know some of you already submitted B, so you should be working on fun and games. Okay. If you do fun and games, you will not have to study for your test, that's for sure. I should stop recording. Oh. Courtney, is there something wrong with your camera? Courtney? Hmm. Stephanie Honor, is there something wrong with your camera? Stephanie,
No.
could you put it on, please? Thank
Okay,
you.
I can't.
Okay. Ruth, what happened to Unit A?
I wasn't able to finish it.
But it was so easy and short. It was two little things.
Mhm.
Thank you, Stephanie. Are you trying this, Stephanie?
The fun and games.
Yeah. Try it.
Okay.
This way, if you have a question, I can answer it for you. Courtney, are you there? People, real quick, I want you to take a look at this so you don't make a mistake for your independent challenge. The textbook actually ends on G. All these additions are things that are going to be on your test. And that's why I put them there, okay? So don't forget those additions, very important. Okay.